with respect to the collection frameworks. Okay, so first goal says the framework had to be high performance. Okay, the framework. So framework consists of many classes and the interfaces. The framework consists of many classes and the interfaces. So to achieve this high performance, the already existing classes and interfaces has to be re-engineered. Has to be re-engineered. So this is the first goal of collection. The framework had to be high performance. Next, what is the second goal we are having? So these frameworks had to allow different types of collections to work in a similar manner and with a high degree of interoperability. Okay, so what is this says? See, whenever we are trying to operate with different types of objects, whenever we are trying to operate with the different types of object, that is what the drawback we are having with the ad hoc classes. Unifying theme. This dictionary, vector, stack and properties are having their own themes, but it is not the unified one, whereas that was the second goal. So it has to allow different types of collections to work in a similar manner and with a high degree of interoperability. Okay, next, what is the third one says? Extending or adapting a collection had to be easy. Extending means use the existing work, go for the next version. That is what, right? So this has to be made easy, right? So these are the major goals we are having for the collections frameworks, right? What is the first one says? The framework had to be high performance, and these the different types of collections had to obtain or had to work with a high degree of interoperability. Next, extending or adopting a new collection had to be made easy, right? So these are the various goals we are having for collection framework. Clear? Okay. Okay. So next one, next very important question, very important question. Explain the recent changes made to collections, or list and explain the recent changes to collections. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so explain or list and explain the recent changes made to collections. Okay, so recent changes, right? So recent changes means after the JDK5, some additional concepts has been added into the collections concepts. Kindly remember, collections came into existence in J2SC 1.2 version. Recent changes means after the JDK5, some changes has been made, means some new concepts has been included into the collections. Okay, so that what is the advantage of that? So to increase the power and streamlined its use. Which power? Collections power. Okay, what are the changes? The additions are, first the generics has been added. Next, the concept of auto boxing and unboxing has been added, and instead of a for, we are using for each style. Okay, before before the JDK5 only for loop was there, but after the JDK5 for each style has been added. Okay, for each style has been added. These are the three changes we made to collections after the version JDK5. Kindly remember, the generics has been added. Later we'll see in detail about this. Generics has been added to obtain the type mismatch. Okay, next auto boxing and unboxing has been added for automatically converting the primitive types to object types and object types to primitive types. And next, to iterate with the collections, instead of for loop, we are using for each style has been added. Is it clear?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Your PPT isn't changed, sir.
Now is it changed?
Yes, sir.
Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Recent changes to collections, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So after the JDK 5, the three concepts has been added. First one is the generics, second one is auto boxing, unboxing, and the third one says for each style, right? For iterating through the collections. And why we are using this generics? Because of the type mismatch. Because of the type mismatch. See, previously the collections will store all types of objects, right? Collections will store all types of objects. Now, if you try to store different types of objects in different types of collections, then there is a chance of getting the error runtime mismatch, right? Hence, to solve that one, we are going to use the generics. So it will solve the problem of type mismatch. Similarly, we are having auto boxing and unboxing, that is converting the primitive types to object types and object types to primitive types automatically. So before that, manually it has to be done. Okay, before that manually it has to be done, but after including this, after making these changes, so it was doing automatically. Next, to iterate through the collections, so previously we were using for loop, but now for each style has been added. These are the three the changes we made after JDK 5. Clear? Is it clear? List and explain the recent changes to collections. List. So after JDK 5, the additions are generics, auto boxing or unboxing, for each style, for loop. Okay, instead of for, we are using for each. Okay, we'll see one by one now. So what is this generics? So these are fundamentally change the collection framework. How? You just see the addition of generics caused a significant change the collection framework because the entire collection framework has been re-engineered.
Sir,
Re-engineered, yes.
PPT is not changed, sir.
Kindly check your internet speed for others.
So it is not changing for
No, sir, it's
everyone.
Yes,
not
sir.
changing.
It's
Not
not
changing, sir.
Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we learned generics, auto boxing and unboxing for each style has been added after JDK 5. Right, these are the changes made recently, changes made. So we'll see first one, what is this generics? Generics, okay. So these because of this generics, so entire framework, collection framework has been re-engineered, right? So what if, why this generics is required? Because of this property, because of this feature. Okay, before this generics, this collection framework was missing this feature, that is type safety. Kindly remember, before this generics, collection framework was missing this feature called type safety. Type safety. Okay, so what is this type safety? So prior to generics, all collections stored object references. Okay, so any collection could store any type of object. Before this type safety feature, I told the collections stores the object references, which means any type of object can store any type, right? So when we are trying to store one type of object to other type, obviously what happens? What happens? A runtime mismatch will occur. Clear? For example, if you try to store object of a list to an array list, then automatically type mismatch will occur. Object of vector, if you try to store in a dictionary, type mismatch will occur. Okay, so that is what prior to this generics, all collections stored object references, which means any collection could store any type of object. Kindly note this one. Any collection could store any type of object, right? So because of this, accidentally it was storing incompatible types in a collection. Okay, why? Prior to this generics, any collection could store any type of object, right? Any collection could store any type of object, So because of this, it was possible to accidentally store incompatible types in a collection. When you are trying to store incompatible types in a collection, so automatically this will raise an error, runtime mismatch. Okay, what is the solution? With generics, it is possible to explicitly state the type of the data being stored. Okay, it is possible to explicitly specify that which type of the data is being stored. Hence, it is possible to avoid runtime mismatch errors. Is it clear? What is the use of adding this feature generics? Is it clear? So before the generics, collection was lacking with the type safety feature. What is this type safety? All collections could store any type of object. When this happens, automatically there is a chance of storing the incompatible types in a collection. If we try to store incompatible types, then it will generate runtime mismatch error. To avoid this one, generics has been included. So with the generics, it is possible to explicitly state the type of the data that can be stored. And by this, since we are explicitly stating, there is no chance of storing incompatible types into a collection. Hence, it will avoid the runtime mismatch errors. Is it clear? So this was the problem we are having prior to generics. Okay, this was the problem, and this is a solution we are having. Okay, is it clear? Kindly respond, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is with respect to the generics. So next we are having the feature which is added, auto boxing and unboxing, right? Auto boxing and unboxing. Okay, so I hope you remembered we discussed one point. Why auto boxing and unboxing is required with respect to the Java, even though the primitive types was giving high efficiency. All the objects or some data structures will not operate on the primitive types. Hence, we are going for the auto boxing and unboxing facility. I hope you remember this point, right? Okay, and one more point we made explicitly: collections will not store primitive types. Collections will not store primitive types, whereas collections will store only object types. Hence, it is necessary for auto boxing and unboxing. The same point we are repeating here. So just see here, first point. Auto boxing and unboxing facilitates the storing of primitive types in a collections. Right? This feature was not there. So after auto boxing and unboxing, we can store the primitive types in a collections. Clear? Okay. Now we'll see what was the problem before this auto boxing and how it was solved. Okay. So we know that collections will store only references, not the primitive values. We know this point already itself, right? Okay. Suppose if this auto boxing was not there, then what was the solution we are having? What was the solution? We had to manually convert the primitive types to object types, again back object types into primitive types. So this is manually we should perform, right? If the auto boxing and unboxing was not there. Yes or no? So that is what before auto boxing and unboxing, the problem we are having. So we know that collections will not store primitive types and it will store only references, right? References means objects only. Okay. So in the first, if we wanted to store primitive types, then we had to manually box it. We had to manually box it into its appropriate type wrapper. Again, when we want to retrieve, again we should perform unboxing also manually into its proper primitive type, right? So this was a we need to perform before auto boxing and the unboxing process. Whereas after adding this auto boxing and unboxing process, so Java will automatically perform the proper boxing and unboxing when storing and retrieving the primitive types into the collections. We already learned how to perform auto boxing and the unboxing. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes,
To
sir.
summarize this, the collections will not store primitive types. It will store only reference types, means objects, right? So when the auto boxing and unboxing was not there, if I want to store the primitive types into a collection, then manually we need to perform the boxing. We need to perform the typecasting or into its appropriate type wrapper. Again, when we want to retrieve, again we should unbox manually by using the appropriate or into its appropriate value type, right? So once we include this auto boxing and unboxing facility, the Java will automatically perform these operations, that is perform the proper boxing and the unboxing to store and retrieve the primitive values into a collection. Kindly remember to store and retrieve primitive types. Kindly remember, sir, we are storing here and we are retrieving the primitive types and you are telling collections will not store the primitive types. Even now I am saying the same thing. Collections will not store the primitive types. If you want to store, you have to box it manually. Means the primitive type has to be converted into an object type. You are storing the objects into the collection. Whenever you are retrieving these objects, you retrieve the object, unbox, then you will get the primitive type. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what we are having after adding the auto boxing and unboxing facility. Already we learned with the help of the example also we have seen for this one, right? Next, the last one says for each style, right? The last one says for each style instead of for loop. For each style instead of for loop. So why we are using for loop? To iterate, right? To iterate through a collection, right? So here also for each style is also used for the same purpose. Okay, for each style is also used for the same purpose. So it can be used to cycle through a collection. Okay, it can be used to cycle through a collection, right? So in the past, that is before this for loop, before this for each style, we are using for loop, right? We are using for loop. See here, you just see programmer manually constructing the loop, right? Programmer manually constructing the loop, right? So after this inclusion, we can use a for each style instead of for loop. I hope in one of the examples we used this for each to which one? I hope to display the enumerations, right? Do you remember? To display the enumerations, we used the for each style for loop. Right? So this was the addition that was made to a collections class, right? Can we sum up What are the recent changes made to the collections? What are the recent changes made to the collections? One is the generics. Generics has been added. Auto boxing and unboxing. For each style, for loop, right? Why generics is used? Before the generics, there was a chance of type mismatch, means collections could store objects of any type. So by accidentally we can store different types of objects into different collections, right? So hence it was there is a chance of getting a runtime mismatch error. Hence this can be solved easily by the use of generics, right? Next, the second one says auto boxing and the unboxing, right? Auto boxing and unboxing, right? To store and retrieve the primitive types into a collections, we need auto boxing and unboxing, right? So before the auto boxing and unboxing, manually we have to convert this primitive type, and again manually we should unbox that from object type to primitive type, right? So whereas after inclusion of this auto boxing and unboxing, the Java will automatically perform auto boxing, and that is converting the primitive type to its object type and object type to its appropriate primitive type, right? Next, the last one says for each style. So it is used to cycle through a collection framework. Clear? Is it clear? Kindly respond, please. Recent changes are made to the collections. See, all these changes were included after the JDK5. Either the question may include this JDK5. Kindly don't get confused. The question may come like this: explain the recent changes to collections after JDK5. Or this JDK5 will not be included. List and explain the recent changes made to collections. Clear? So you should explain these three: generics, auto boxing or unboxing, for each style has been included after the JDK5. Clear? Is it clear? Kindly respond, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what today we discussed, the brief overview of the collections and the goals of the collections, right? And the recent changes we made to collections after JDK 5. Okay. So remaining topics we'll see in a next class. Okay. Thank you. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow.
Okay, sir.